All right, so I am going to give you a recap for the Camp Amos 2017 year. So first of all, we were down in Mexico exactly a year ago. Brittany and I and the kids, we'd driven down, we were considering adopting. As we were there, it became more and more evident that it wasn't about adopting or changing the life of this one kid, but getting involved with this whole project. The idea of the camp, Camp Amos, the idea kind of came from a few different sources that we were inspired by. First of all, Mike Richardson. On our way down, we stayed with him. He's an old-time friend, and he's been working in Mexico for a long time. And his most recent thing that he's working on is a camp, a family camp. So that got the wheels turning. Then once we got down there, my mom was down there and we were talking with her, and she always tells us a story about one of the more meaningful things she did as a teenager was work at a camp called Camp Patterson, and it was something that was really powerful for her. And as we kept talking about these different things, we started settling on this idea of a camp, and we began getting very excited. For the first time, we saw all these doors beginning to open that were leading their way to making this happen. Matthew was on board. They'd been renting houses, and we're like in their 11th house by now. So every time picking up and moving, it was just real hard on everybody. When I started calling up different people about it, the timing was perfect for them. I called up an old friend, Jose from Guayameo, and asked him if he'd like to come and help us break ground, and it happened to be just the right time. When we started looking around for sourcing materials and talking to people, enough time had passed that they had become aware of the children's home and they wanted to help. It didn't feel like just these American people coming in and doing something, but they felt like it's part of them. In the spring of this year, I went down with Uncle Van, and we met up with Jose, and we went down there and we began. We got a backhoe out there, and we've been drawing up plans, and we broke ground. What our hopes had been for phase one was to get the septic tank put in, the water source. That all happened. It all came together. We got on that trip in April, then we took a second trip in September, and we just have a few things to finish up, which we hope to do this year, and we want to continue on to phase two. Lastly, we want to say a big thank you to everybody who has helped us out, praying with us, and has helped out financially with this project. I especially wanted to mention people who have been very instrumental. I wanted to mention Trevor Uptain. He helped us with the website right at the very beginning. And this was huge. It was bigger than I realized how important it was for this to get set up right. And he came in and just took the initiative to get it linked up with the way for people to give. We connected with Mike Richardson's ministry, and also a big shout out to Mike Richardson, and I really appreciate his work. Also want to thank Uncle Van Cleve in a big way for helping us and encouraging us, and everybody out there who's given, and just a really big thank you for everything we were able to do here to get Camp Amos going off the ground. A big way for you guys to help is to watch these videos, to share them, to talk about them. Camp Amos, while there's quite a bit of expenses getting it set up, in the end, we really almost want it to be self-sustaining. And what we really are hoping is people to get it physically involved and be praying and coming and serving and helping in those ways, and that's our hope. That's what we want. So share this and follow these updates. Thank you, everybody. Have a good year.